Hey everyone, this is Jeff. Off sick today, so recording from home again. Nothing serious, just a cold. But I wanted to take some time today, have a chat about something that is probably a challenge for a lot of you out there, which is what we'd call demand planning. Now, by demand planning, I'm talking about managing incoming requests for projects, new system implementations, big changes, anything that kind of the rest of the business wants to do. Now, it's probably a fairly common scenario. You've probably spent a lot of time, you've done your budget, you've built your roadmap, you might have got some help to do that. You've got the great plan for the year ahead, and your chief exec or your head of finance goes to a conference and comes back to tell you that actually we're going to be implementing this amazing new thing and it's going to solve absolutely all of our problems. Now, that is a real challenge. A lot of the IT shops out there we work with are already at capacity or very close to, and it's not something you can just absorb into the free capacity of your team. The challenge being, if you then say, sorry, no, we're not going to do that, and more likely that the business is going to go elsewhere. Particularly in the world we live in today of lots of SaaS solutions, they will probably go out there, potentially just pay someone, get the product, start putting data in there, and get to the end of the implementation and go, great, here you go IT, now you need to support the system. That can obviously be a real challenge, particularly if you haven't been involved, as who knows what data's out there, who knows how they're doing access control, was there a risk assessment done, all the good things that an IT shop does that just got bypassed. So to avoid that situation, I've seen some of our clients taking a really strong grip on the demand planning process, and by implementing a prioritization process that's really driven by the business. So what we're trying to do here is get IT out of being the department of no, the department that says no, it can't be done, and trying to get stakeholders to actually make that decision. So obviously if you've got 5 requests from 5 different parts of the business, it should actually be up to them to make the decision as to what gets done and what doesn't. So what I've seen clients doing, which I think is working really well, is developing a bit of a framework. So IT will take the idea or the project or whatever it is, and they'll assess it for the business units just to put them all on the same page. Now, some of the metrics I'm seeing have been around value to the business, complexity, scale, those type of areas, and ending up with a number of initiatives all assessed against the same set of scorecards, and then putting that in front of a panel of your heads of department or your chief exec and your CFO, whoever the decision makers are, and really putting the decision back onto them and saying, what do you want us to do and what gets pushed till next year. I've seen this start working really well. It's not the easiest thing to get off the ground. It relies on a lot of stakeholder engagement. It relies a lot on having good relationships in place. It's also really important that you have a really strong, well-defined process and some tools, or at least some spreadsheets to kind of record how those decisions are made. But what it really does is move IT from the department of no to the department of we'd really love to help you. Please tell us what you want us to do as a priority. And in an ideal case, if they want to do everything, then you've got a really strong case to say, right, well, we need additional resourcing to do this properly. As I said, I've seen a couple of clients start doing this really, really well. We're helping a couple of others help define that process for them now. But I think it's a really important process for all IT departments to get a handle on. Thanks for listening. I hope you found it interesting. See you again next time.